It's a
Great
good
shirt.
shirt.
Great shirt. I
Uh,
love that shirt.
all right, everyone, welcome episode 124, Franco 125, whatever. We've been doing this a while, and it's. I'm happy to have this guest on today as he pulls out his Larry David "You Don't Respect Wood" coasters. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the sixth timer. I don't know how many times you've been on. Joey Rinaldi, everybody. Joey, what's up?
I love that you asked me what episode you're recording.
I didn't ask you what episode.
Oh, is that the audience? Was that to the audience?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what episode this is.
Because like you said it as if I was like Jamie on the Joe Rogan Experience. Like I would have like the numbers and data right there. But no, I'm happy to be on. I think it's my fifth time or sixth time, something like that.
You are the like it's like not official, but you are kind of like the guy of the show. You know what I mean?
Well, I feel honored because I've always the career I've always wanted to have was to be like the drug dealer character in Workaholics.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So wait, like Carl?
Yeah.
Carl.
I've always wanted to be the guy that's known for knowing the people in the thing, but they're not the guy who's doing the thing.
Yeah.
But then you look in the background and you're like, oh, he actually does do the thing.
Yeah. You're like that guy. You're like the star adjacent. You're adjacent to the star.
Yeah.
Was that us that was always saying something adjacent?
Yeah, something adjacent. yes. I'm glad that like I can have that fantasy lived out on Franco's world.
Dude, it's always awesome to have you. It's so funny like how it all worked out, and now I'm up here in your apartment, and I live not that far from here. We're kind of neighbors.
It's great being neighbors.
It's great. We have Sunday dinners, we go for walks in the park, we're swapping recipes. It's great. I come over for a cup of sugar, you come over and bang my wife. It's great.
I just love when you throw a party. I get to just like take my sweet time, mosey on over. And then you even left your party to walk me home that one time.
I did.
You left your own party because you were like, it's a short walk. I'll walk you home. I'm like, you're a gentleman. You're a scholar.
Dude, the party's at my place. And I never lived in like a frat house in college. I lived by myself. Being the party house, it's pretty sweet.
Your partying at your house is like Billy Bean from Moneyball.
Oh, stop.
No, it's Billy Bean from Moneyball.
Stop that right now.
Because you show up. I got to tell this to the listeners.
All right, tell it. Because I don't know. Because I don't know what you're about to say, so tell it.
You come to New York City.
Yeah.
I think you're there for like less than 6 days. And you're like, I'm going to throw a party this week. And I was like, Frank, that's a bad idea. And you're like, why is it a bad idea? I'm like, well, you need friends to have a party. And you were like, no, dude. Where I'm from, if you have a party, anyone who hears about it will show up and come. And I'm like, well, it's New York City. There's like options here. There's like clubs. There's other people with penthouses. Like Franklin Miller from West Virginia having a party. No one cares about. Sure enough, you had a party. I think like 2 people came. And I was like, welcome to New York. And just like Billy Bean, you were like, no. This is the beginning. You'll see. It'll keep building. And now you're like the Great Gatsby of the Upper East Side. You fucking throw parties all the time. There's fucking beautiful women in and out of the place.
Oh, yeah.
And now...
Were you there? Were you there the time I threw that Gatsby party and my ex-girlfriend happened to be across like the street?
Oh, and you were like standing outside your balcony crying? Yeah, I remember that.
What the... Dude, I remember I texted her. I was like, hey, you and like literally all of your friends can come over and look at my gorgeous penthouse and see how
You called it a penthouse?
That's what it is.
Is it a penthouse?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what the leasing agreement said.
That's New York real estate for you.
Yeah.
Telling you anything
it's a penthouse.
to spend one more extra K.
It was great though. And it's like, oh yeah, come over, bring everybody. Look how awesome I am. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. We've been broken up for a year, you idiot. You know what I mean? Dude,
Yeah.
the parties are great though. You came to the last one. Dan Carney made an appearance.
That was a great time.
Dan Carney had a lot of fun.
Fun.
I introduced Dan to 5 different groups of women. If he did not close the deal with somebody, it's on him. It's on him.
But you know what? As a friend once told me once, he says, and that friend is you. You don't always have to close, even if you have the deal.
I am the king of just turning people down.
I'm shocked because I'm shocked that anybody throws himself at you at all. So the fact that you can turn people down is amazing. It's great. And
I told the New Year's story, and then I told a couple other stories to like my friend groups, like my back home friend groups, and they're like, Franklin is such a prime in his life where he is just actively turning down like these opportunities. You know what I mean? People fight claw, scratch. They're like, please give me one opportunity with somebody. And I'm like, no, I don't want any opportunities.
It's great. Well, you're like Chappelle. Didn't Chappelle like turn down like 20 pilots before the Chappelle show?
I don't know.
It's something like that. He either turned down 20 pilots or a pilot crashed in a 9/11 or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something Chappelle related.
Chappelle related. Dude, he's been tearing up the Stand lately.
You know what? I have not been down there in a minute. I should go and
The
check it
Stand?
out.
No,
Yeah.
I think the last time you went was probably when you and me were hanging out down there.
Probably.
Yeah, we shall. Were you there? No, it might have been me and TJ Francis, but I went back-to-back nights and like just watched Shane Gillis back-to-back nights do 15 minutes, and it was just incredible. The stuff Shane's doing right now is hilarious.
Well, apparently, like Dave Chappelle, I heard this from like another comedy podcast. Like Dave Chappelle was at the cellar while Shane Gillis was on stage, and I got on stage with him and was like, "This is the future Chappelle comedian." Or some shit.
Wow, I didn't know that, but I mean, honestly, I believe it. Shane,
he had like holy water, like baptized them, the whole thing.
Holy cow!
I don't know about the holy water, but
Okay.
everything else I heard was true.
Dude, Shane's the man. Shane is the man, and getting like, I guess, canceled could have been the best thing to ever happen to him.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
It is, but we don't have to get into that. The funny story I do want to get into, Joey, is so you got some one-man show coming up.
So, yeah, on March 3rd at the Vino Theater, it's in Brooklyn. I'm doing my show Potty Training for the first time since 2017. And don't get me wrong, I've done parts of potty training within other elements, like just doing stand-up gigs.
Stand-up, yeah.
But this is my first time actually doing the full thing since 2017. And this is kind of kicking off a bunch of shows I'll be doing, because then this other theater called the 5915, I think it's called 59E59 Theater, because it's on 59th East 59th Street.
Oh, okay.
So like the theater itself is just called like 5959 Theater or something. I don't know the name of it. They actually gave me a 3-day run in July where I'll be doing 3 showings of potty training. And then I'm going to be going to Kansas City because they're doing the Kansas City Fringe Festival. And they're having me do a 2-week stint at one of their theaters.
Oh, my God.
And then after that, I'm going to Edinburgh for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with this theater called Greenside Theater. Where
Edinburgh, Scotland?
Yeah.
I got some, I know some other comics that are going out there just for like, I don't know. They're just going.
In August?
I guess, yeah. Maybe.
August is the Fringe Festival, so.
Is that like the big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, which comics?
So Matty Ferrara, Joey DeFilippis, and Ryan O'Toole are doing like, they've been working on a play or something like that, and they're going to perform it out there. And then Brandon Barrera and TJ Francis were talking about also just going over there and doing stand-up in the same theater that they're doing their play in. So if you guys are all going, I might have to hop a flight over.
And it's in August for the festival?
I don't know. I'm just assuming it's the same. Like
I gotta talk to them.
Is it the big arts festival? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be in Scotland.
Yeah,
it's got to be
the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
It's got to be it.
Yeah, so I'm going to do I think I'm doing 25 shows in August.
Oh my God!
And it's all around my one-man show potty training.
Dude, I might have to hop out there. I might have to go.
Yeah, it's an intense, grueling thing for the performers going there. It's not like everything I've heard. Like Hannibal made a movie about it.
Yeah,
when he did it.
Yeah.
I've heard podcasts that Ari Shaffir did when he went out there, and it's basically like you're just like forced to only think about your one show every day for 30 days, and like all your free time is promoting the show, because there's so many shows that like Ari Shaffir was like, I'm pretty sure like saying that even though like he's Ari Shaffir, he even went out there and balked a few times just to get some people in last minute.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so you're competing against everything under the sun. Like the same time you're doing your show, there's also a ballet troupe doing a Nutcracker. There's also a mime doing a mime striptease, and there's also, who knows, girls popping 8 balls in their assholes. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I've seen that show.
I know, but it's everything from comedy to theater to clowning to I don't even know, improv, tons of shit,
dude.
All performing every day from like 8 a.m. till 2 a.m. every day for 30 days in August.
How many times a night are you going to run the show?
Well, I'm just doing
just one
time a night.
Wow.
And I'm only doing like 22 days, 23 days out of the 30.
Giving yourself some days off, going to explore the Scotland a little bit.
I want to watch other shows.
Sorry, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch other shows. I want to meet other comedians. I want to do the thing.
Yeah, dude, you got to explore Scotland though. You got to get out there.
I think that this is not.
Is Stonehenge out there? Go to Stonehenge.
I don't think that. I think like this Fringe Festival thing isn't like a time to explore Europe. It's like a time to like focus on one story and
Okay.
one play and just like live in there. Like you're not supposed to like leave Edinburgh during the entirety of that thing.
Okay.
It's almost like boot camp for creatives.
Dude, you're gonna come back like everybody that comes over there and does stand up is probably gonna come back so like militaristic.
Yeah.
And they're just coming back and be like, no, I have to here's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I want to do it so badly. I feel like I been in such a same, not I wouldn't say funk, but I just been the same routine in New York comedy, thinking like a New York comic, hearing other New York comics talk. I want to see how my brain changes. It's like it's like literally like taking different vitamins or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting a different way. And but I'd love to tell you about the show,
dude. I want to know about the show. So as far as I know from potty training, explain to me. I want to know the origin of it, not how it happened or what's going on. We'll get into that later. But I want to know what made you want to turn it into a one-man show. How long did it take you to write it? How did you get it produced? How did you sell it? What have you? Because isn't that award behind you right now?
Yeah.
That Canadian. What's that? Is that from it?
No, this is from a one-man show I had called. Wait, let me talk to Mike. That's from a one-man show I had called Story Time with Joey Rinaldi.
Okay.
Because I did potty training in 2017. Loved potty training. It was fun. And then a few years later, I was like, I had so much fun doing a one-man show that I want to like redo potty training and make it better.
Okay.
But I don't feel as if I'm a good enough comedian to like do potty training justice right now. So maybe I can write another one-man show and see how that goes. And it's basically... That is not even like it's actually between you and me and the listeners.
No, don't worry.
This is actually it was a ruse actually to call it a one man show.
Yeah.
What really happened is I was doing a bunch of stand up and I had all these stories that were funny and like great and that were killing. And I was like, I love having these stories, but it was weird to do like a stand up set where like I do like two, because let's say I'm doing a 10-minute set. I have to do 2 minutes of stand up and then have to do an 8-minute story.
Yeah.
I was like, but that's not, I wanted to get all these stories out. And instead, and no one's hiring me to do a headline.
Yeah.
But theaters like comedians who tell stories. And so I started talking to all these theater people in New York City and whatnot. And they were like, if you have a show that's a one-man show that's advertised as a one-man show that tells stories and not stand up, you're good. You just got booked to anywhere.
Wow.
And next thing I knew, it was basically just 3 long stories. It was a half hour of, there was like 3 stories, and one was like 8 minutes, one was like 12 minutes, and another one was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So 3 stories total. None of the stories were connected. And it was just stand up basically, but storytelling.
No props.
And it was called, and I literally just called it Story Time with Joey Rinaldi because that's what it was. It was me telling 3 stories.
Yeah.
Next thing I knew, my friend Lewis was like, hey, can I film it? I'm like, sure, film it. He filmed it. We sent it off to a few film festivals as like a stand-up special thing. And I won a couple of awards. The funniest award I won is I won Best Comedy at the Little Rock, Arkansas Italian American Film Festival. Which, listen how funny that is. The Little Rock, Arkansas Italian American Film Festival.
Do you have that award on you? Do you have it here?
No, I don't think they sent. So some awards.
They don't send it out. They're just like, hey, you got it this year.
Yeah, I won it. I'm proud of it. It feels good.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. So this was the most prestigious one because this was for the...
Talking to Mike.
This is the 2021 Best Stand-Up of the Canadian International Comedy Festival.
Actually really cool. That is actually really cool. And I think I was with you when you got that email. I think that was when I was up here visiting. You got that email.
Yeah, and I was like, no way, holy shit.
You're like...
Best stand-up? I was the best stand-up at something. I don't know how many stand-ups were involved, but... Fuck them, I was the best one.
You were the best one in Canada, which is a country also. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's big. They speak English up there somewhat.
Somewhat,
yeah. That's good. I'd want to know, but back to the potty training story. So, I kind of know its origin, but you have to tell me, man, like, how long did it take for you to create this and how long did you run it for?
So, you know what? I've talked about potty training at length before, but here's a story that I don't think I've ever told anybody.
Okay.
I was in London. I was studying abroad for a summer with NYU in this like film program where we were like learning about like screenwriting and whatnot. And the first like week I was there, I was no matter what, no, I could go to sleep at 2 a.m., 8 p.m. No matter what time I went to sleep, I would wake up at 5 a.m.
Wow.
And there was this cafe that was like open at 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
And my class didn't start till like 9 a.m. And so my first week there, every day, I would go to that cafe, drink some tea, eat some eggs, and just listen to a stand-up comedy album. Every day, I was just listening to a new album every single day. And at this point, I was trying to be Chappelle. I was trying to be Louis C.K.
Yeah.
And I was learning that my brain does not work that way. The jokes Louis C.K. writes, the jokes Chappelle writes, my brain, I was like, I don't know why I can't. Maybe I was like, maybe I'm just not a comedian. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things. And so I literally just like found some like dumb blog, like the 10 best stand-up albums on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to all of those. And Mike Birbiglia's, my girlfriend's boyfriend, was on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my friend, actually, I was going to say friend, I don't remember her name. A girl that I was friendly with in the program happened to be at the cafe that day. And I didn't know she was in there. But after I left, she came up to me later that day being like, hey, I saw you in the cafe this morning. I was going to say hi, but you look like you were having a really emotional like day. Like you were just sitting there, like look like you were in a trance. I don't know what was going on, but you look like you were going through something. Do you need to talk? Do you need a hug? And I was like, no, I'm good. I was listening to a comedy special. But the thing is, it was weird that she was able to pick that up.
Yeah.
It changed my life. Listening to my girlfriend's boyfriend in that cafe in London changed my life because it was more than listening to a comedy special. It was me listening to a type of comedy I've never even heard before. My whole life, all the comedy I heard was like the shit I grew up listening to was like Dane Cook, Chappelle, and like Gallagher, and fucking who's that other guy with the puppets, Jeff Dunham, and like the Fluffy, Jim Gaffigan, like Seinfeld. These are the guys that I thought. I was stupid. I didn't know there was that much comedy.
Yeah.
I was a young, ignorant comedian. And so I find this guy, Mike Birbiglia, and he's talking about traumatic, sad, cringy things. And you know me. I love sad, traumatic, cringy things.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like fucking sitting like, I can do comedy now. I understand comedy.
Wow.
I don't fucking need to do Louis C.K. bits about fucking gorillas or Chappelle bits about how the black man is being suppressed. Like, I remember I was trying to write bits of like how can I talk about segregation and make it funny from a Connecticut white guy. Like, by the way, I love all this. I love political humor. I want to make prolific jokes one day, but at the time I was like 20 years old, 21 years old, and I was like, I don't fucking know anything about. I'm not smart. And so when I found this Birbiglia thing where he's talking about girls breaking his heart when he was in 6th grade to he had a bladder issue.
Mm-hmm.
I was having all this like shit in my mind. I'm like, I had a bladder issue. Girls broke my heart in 6th grade. And so I remember I went as soon as class ended that day. I went and I wrote the first draft of potty training basically right there and then.
What year was this? 2015?
This was the summer of 2016.
Wow.
And I had like some roommates who I don't keep in touch with. It was so weird. Like that summer, we were all so close. Don't keep in touch with any of them. I don't know if any of them keep in touch with each other. I don't know.
Are they even alive? You know,
they're probably alive. I hope they're knock on wood. Well, who knows? COVID. We just had a pandemic.
Knocked a couple of them out.
It definitely could knock some of them out. I don't know. But I remember like that night we got really, really drunk, and like we were doing that every night in
Nice.
London. We were drinking every single night, and we would like just talk about everything. And I got so drunk that I actually was like, guys, I wrote this thing today. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but like, I think that's a new style of comedy for me. I think like I'm going to change the whole way I do comedy now. And they're like, okay, new style of comedy. Here we go. And I literally did like the first draft of potty training to them. And they were like, oh, that's not you. You don't want to do that's bad. Like they were like, that's bad, not funny. It's weird. It's emotional. Why are you telling this cringy story about you breaking your penis? Who cares about that? And I'm like, oh, maybe I won't do this.
Thank God you didn't listen to them.
No, I I had such a big ego. I was like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna make this successful in spite of them. And now look at me now, Canadian #1 comedian.
The Little Rock, Arkansas Italian American Comedian of the Year. During a shortened pandemic year, when I presume the majority of Long Island Italian American comics probably got wiped out, so they probably thinned the herd a little bit as far as submissions go.
When I heard Little Rock, Arkansas Italian American, my first thought was, is this where all the Nazis, Italians from Mussolini and the Nazis all like fled to
Little Rock?
They all just fled to Little Rock. They were like, okay, we hung Mussolini, but we still are fascists, so let's fucking get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. All it is just a bunch of Joe Pesci's from. Oh my god, I lost it. The name of My Cousin Vinny. It's just like My Cousin Vinny. They're just out there in the country doing these comedy things. That's what's in my mind as far as this goes. But we got to. So for those that don't know, if you want to do a little teaser as far as like potty training, the story itself, if you'd like to set it up or maybe explain like the real life, how that sort of played out.
Yeah, so I know on your podcast and most podcasts I'm on, I speak in hyperbole. So when they heard me say broke my penis, they probably thought I was kidding.
Right.
No, that's what potty training is about. It's called potty training because I had 6 months of my life from April 2010 till September 2010 where my bladder stopped working and I couldn't urinate. I had to wear a catheter. And
what do you mean? It just like wouldn't like urine just wouldn't.
So I thought I told you this story. I'll just tell it to you again in case you forgot. I essentially was an idiot, and I was like watching like parkour videos, American Ninja Warrior, that show Wipeout.
Oh yeah.
And so like I just like thought like it was cool to do like stunts or obstacle courses, and one thing led to another. I was roughhousing, and I led to like me falling on a folding chair. The top of the folding chair hit my penis. And after it hit my penis, it literally like in one swoop motion folded backwards really fast while I was in a split position and like fucking banged where my bladder is in my body. I guess like right above like where my belly button is. Banged it so hard that it caused like internal bleeding instantly. And I remember like I took my pants off and went to the bathroom and like it looked like my penis was like bright red, but not like red in like the way that like it is when it's hard. Like it looked like my veins were popping out of my penis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it looked like I bursted an artery or something.
And you're like a hospital now.
Yeah, and so I always find this funny. My school calls an ambulance. I call my mom, and I was going to this private school that was like 20 minutes away from my town, and there's an ambulance, like a hospital 5 minutes away. My mom beat the ambulance. I don't know how she beat the ambulance. Because all I said was like, Mom, can you pick me up? I think I got to go to the hospital. She was like, hospital? I'm on it. and this is in the one-man show, but I think it's so funny.
Hospital?
This isn't the one-man show, but it's so funny that I'll tell it here too.
Yeah.
My mom's driving to the hospital, already on the phone with a urologist that like she personally knows. Like he's like a family friend. He actually did a procedure on me a few years earlier because of something I had. And while she's on the phone with my urologist's office, the receptionist tells my mom, the urologist can't help your son because he just died. And so my mom is freaking out. She's like, you're going to die, and the guy that's going to save you is dead, and you should have done this 2 weeks ago when the guy was still alive. Why did you wait till he died to break your penis, you fucking asshole? Like, this is what she's saying to me while she's driving me to the hospital as I'm, like, peeing blood out my dick, don't know what the fuck's going on. And then we go to the hospital. There's a line out the door, Franklin, and my mom was like...
Oh, my God.
And my mom was like, my son's peeing blood. Can everyone get the fuck out of the way? She was like Moses. She parted the fucking Red Sea of my cock just through everybody. and there I am. And I'll never forget this. I now know all about like transgender people now.
Yeah.
And I live in New York and I have friends who are transgender. But I was like in this fever like state, peeing blood, losing blood. I actually had to get a blood transfusion immediately because that's how much blood I was losing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's just pouring out of your body.
Well, a little bit was pouring out of my body. The scary thing is I was internally bleeding, so I was like losing blood that was already but like inside of me, which because apparently like I don't know. I don't know much about internal bleeding.
How does that work?
Yeah, because it was inside me, but it was going out the. It wasn't in the proper place blood's supposed to be. It's like spilling out of your arteries, I guess. Or
Oh my god.
so, or whatever it's called. So I need a blood transfusion. So this is crazy. And while this is happening, this guy or girl, this transgender person who looked like a guy who was dressed up as a girl, like, I'm not trying to.
We know what you mean. It's
I was
okay.
14. I was 14.
Joey,
And-
it's okay.
And I was saying, me being so confused at 14 years old by this person's appearance saved my mentality, because like all this bad stuff was happening. They were putting shots at me. They were asking all these questions, and the whole time this like sweet transgender person was just like being like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." And I was so focused on thinking of like, should I call her or him, that it made me like escape any like bad thoughts, because I was too busy trying not to offend this person.
Right.
Like not trying to like and he or she was asking me a lot of questions like I had to respond to. And I cared more about being polite than I did about dying at that moment. And I love this person. By far the best nurse, sweetest nurse I ever had.
Yeah.
I haven't. If I ever see this person again, I want to give them a big hug. And it was funny, like being polite to this person is what. Like I think I would have passed out and had like a mental breakdown if it wasn't for my confusion.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And,
So then you get some sort of surgery. Did they make you have surgery, or
so this is
just the catheter?
This is basically what happened. There was an amazing surgeon who luckily was on call that night. Apparently, like this surgeon like does a favor to the hospital. Like once a month she'll go on call, but like she has a private practice person. She doesn't really need to be at the ER like that, but she does it once a month or something. Thank God she was on call, because they were doing surgery on me, apparently doing the wrong surgery on me. She sees it and goes, "Fuck this. This hospital is not equipped for this. There's a specialized hospital 30 minutes away. We have to sew this guy back up." So they have to sew me back up, put me in an ambulance, sent me to a hospital 30 minutes away where they did a blood transfusion on me. Then after the blood transfusion, they went and did the proper surgery on my bladder. And I wake up. And I have a catheter in me. I'm peeing blood out of a tube. I'm so confused. I'm like, what is this thing inside my penis? What's going on? And here's the kicker. That night, I was supposed to go on a date with a girl, like a first date, like a middle school date. Like we were going to go to the movies. I was like, oh, I'm going to kiss her probably.
Yeah, it's big.
You ever go to the movies in middle school?
Oh, yeah. Put your arm around a gal, watch Night at the Museum 2. Have a ball.
I don't even remember what movie we're going to see.
Probably Shrek 3 or something.
It wasn't Shrek 3 because I had a traumatic experience taking girls to Shrek 3. And I thought I was going to make out with this girl. It turns out she didn't want to make out with me. And they just like left me and my friend in the movie. Like we just got stuck in Shrek 3 and they just walked out.
Wow.
Yeah. So I remember that. That was traumatic.
So you were supposed to go on this date with this girl. And then you did. Obviously, you couldn't. Did you ever? You had a phone at this time, right?
Yeah, I had a cell phone. So by the time I woke up, it was like 9 or 10 p.m. Past the date. And I just tell my mom, like, "Mom, can I get my cell phone?" She goes, "Sure. You just woke up from a very basically three different surgeries and like a short period of time." She's like, "You should just eat some ice chips." Like that. When you wake up, I've had so many surgeries in my life.
Really?
Well, from this alone, I did like 5 surgeries throughout that time period of just in that summer alone. And so I know a lot about surgeries. And what I learned is they want you to eat ice chips. I don't know what it is, but they're like, eat ice, eat ice, eat ice. So I'm waking up. Mom's like, "Can you just eat this fucking ice?" I'm like, "I can't eat the ice. I need my cell phone because I got to talk to the love of my life, Mom."
Right.
And I remember calling her, and I don't know what the fuck I said to her. I was so fucked up because I was on morphine. I couldn't process that I was high. So I'm just fucking on the phone with her, being like,
"I love you.
I love you. I can't come to the date. Don't. I'm in the hospital. If I die, just know it was always you, baby."
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Well, you're not with her anymore.
I was never with her. I never even kissed her. I think I professed my love to her like once I got better. I was like, "Hey, my penis works now. Let's bang."
How long were you out of commission for?
6 whole months.
Wow. Those are formative years. Those are years where you're like, "Oh, what's this thing do?" You know what I mean?
I know. I was like, I just started jerking off like 2 months before that or 3 months before that, and I was pretty excited to just jerk off every day for the rest of my life. You know,
every day.
I was pretty.
Every day for the rest of my life.
I was pretty committed to it, Franklin.
Yeah.
And I had a catheter, and I still jerked off.
With the catheter in?
Still, I did it.
No.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't need to fluff it up for this show. Come on, be serious.
I'm not proud of it.
Joey, is that like dangerous?
Oh yeah. When I told my doctor, they were not happy. And it was one of those things where like I never sat down with my laptop being like, I'm gonna jerk off right now.
Yeah.
It was one of those things as if like you know that song, that Christmas song, I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
It was like my hand and my doing that song to my dick. Like literally, like my dick was like, no, I can't do this. And my hand just like I just be like watching like Twilight, and there'd be like a sexy scene with Rosalie, who's one of the Cullen sisters, and I'd be like, that girl's pretty hot. Does she look like that porn star? Let me just Google what that porn star looks like. Oh wait, did she have a new video? Let me look. And then next thing I know, I'm just jerking off. But it never was supposed to be a jerk off because it was just you're 14, you're horny, and
with the catheter in, bro, that can't feel good.
If you're horny enough, anything can feel good.
It's spoken like a true sleaze. Jesus Christ. Anything will feel good.
Well, dude, I remember this one thing. There was this girl, Courtney, who I was on and off with from like 7th grade to like 9th grade.
Uh-huh.
And we basically, I don't think we ever liked each other like romantically. It was just like she was hot and she, for some reason, thought I was hot.
Hell yeah.
And we like, she had other boyfriends. I had other girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was this weird thing where like we would try stuff on each other. Like I remember like the first time she sent a nude, she was like, "Hey, I never sent the nude before. Can I send you a nude?" I'm like, "Send me a nude. Do it up."
Wow.
And I was like, "Hey, I'm self-conscious about my dick size. Can I send you a picture of my dick? Tell me if it's good or not." She goes, "It's good." Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like we this like weird sexual like puberty like
figuring it out, working on your night moves. Don't even know if you're doing it right.
Yeah, like I remember like she like wanted to like hook up with this one guy, and I was like, "Let me teach you how to French kiss, you whore." You know what I mean? Like it
nice.
Was, it was like, and I remember like, I set her up with guys, and she set me up with girls. But like, we just had this like weird like Neil Maxwell, Epstein type of fucking.
I don't like the fact that you motioned at me like I was supposed to like give you like knowledge into that lifestyle. No. You went at me. You go. You know Epstein. You're affiliated.
Well, I just made that comparison because we were a guy and a girl hooking each other up with other like preteen teenage people.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked. Granted, we were also preteen teenage age.
Ladies and gentlemen, he was also a teenager. I just want to find that out there.
And so I remember she came over one day because we weren't friends.
Yeah.
She came over one day because, like, you know, like we were friends.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, like I made you cookies. Your mom told my mom that you were dying. So here's cookies. You know, let's hang out. Let's watch a movie."
And then she's like, "I want to see the catheter."
Well, she hit over the catheter. I was trying my best to keep it a secret, but we basically started making out because like that was what we did. Like we didn't like each other frequently. We just would make out with each other. It was just a thing we did.
I get it.
So the two of us
transactional. We're
making out. I'll never forget this. She goes to grab my cock.
And she grabs the catheter.
I push her away very fast, but she felt it enough to feel like my dick in the tip of the tube. And so she just goes, "Has your dick gotten bigger?" So I think she thought the tube was part of the dick. I don't know. She's a young girl. She doesn't know what she's feeling.
Yeah, it could have been a pencil for all you know.
And like, I just remember.
She's like, "Wow, you're stacked."
And she basically was like, "I would love to blow you right now." And I was like, "Fuck!" This girl wanted to blow me. And I couldn't do it because I fucking broke my penis trying to be American Ninja Warrior or some shit.
Oh my God!
You know that scene from Austin Powers when he's in the jumbo jet with Felicity, and he's like, he just got unfrozen, and he goes, "Can we shag, baby? I gotta see if my bits and pieces are still working."
Yeah, that's what it was.
As soon as my catheter came out and my dick was fine and I could jerk off again without
you're going crazy. I bet as soon as they took that catheter out, you were like a monkey on a Well, I don't even know.
Every girl, I was like, I gotta see my bits and pieces are still working.
Yeah.
I was saying that to every girl, and they found it creepy. They're not, no girl like that line.
You're like, hey girls, let me show you my Johnson here real quick, and they're like, what's this guy doing?
The scars are almost gone, I promise.
They're almost gone. Jesus Christ, man. That would have been. You seem to have taken it in stride. That would have traumatized me for a while.
It traumatized my mom. It did not traumatize me. I just had this weird feeling of like, I'm not out of the game. Are you kidding? Like,
I love that.
Literally, I remember being in the hospital and being like, you could die, you could be paralyzed the rest of your life, your penis may never work. Oh, by the way, my injury wasn't a common injury. It wasn't like, oh, you broke your collarbone. Oh, you have a sprained ACL. No. The surgeon before I went under was like, we don't really know what's wrong with you, so we're going to just cut you up and hope for the best. That was like, and then I passed out. That was like the last thing I heard.
Why would they say that?
I in my one-man show, I have a joke where I'm like, I don't care if your surgeon thinks you're going to die. You want your surgeon to tell you, peeing blood out your dick happens every day. Like, you know what I mean? You want...
Be like, don't worry, we'll fix this right up.
Yeah, like this guy was saying all the wrong things. And thank God that the other doctor who saved my life, Dr. Dyer, wherever the hell she is, she's an angel. Her last name's Dyer, though. Kind of weird.
Dyer?
Dyer.
Dyer?
Yeah.
Dyer.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
You don't want to die.
A surgeon die. Okay, I get it.
You don't want to die in the thing, but Dr. Dyer saved my life. She's a sweet lady. There was another doctor, too, named Dr. Rita, who this is hilarious. Dr. Rita was this bald dude who I think was from Boston. He had like a really funny accent.
Yeah.
And I remember like, have you ever seen Office Space?
Oh, yeah.
You know the guy who's like, jump to conclusions?
Yeah.
So he looked like that guy.
Yeah.
He looked like the jump conclusion guy, but taller, more like Boston-y, Dr. Rita. And he was obsessed with catheters. Like, catheters was like his favorite thing in the world.
So he installed it.
And I remember, like, I woke up one day, because I had many surgeries that summer. And one of the surgeries I woke up from, he was having a conversation with my dad. And I remember, like, my dad's like, wow, you think catheters can save everything? He goes, every problem in life, catheter could save. And they were like...
Are you serious?
Yeah, like
just stick a catheter in.
This is the same time as that oil spill. And
oh my God.
What was that oil spill?
BP in Louisiana.
Yeah, he goes, what they got to construct, my dad's name Ellis, he goes, Ellis, what they got to construct is a ginormous catheter to go in there, and that would save the whole thing. You'll get all the oil out. And then my dad's like, what about this financial crisis? What they got to do is make a financial catheter, and that would get all this money fixed. Like, anything my dad did, like, I remember, like, they were having this, like, 30-minute conversation, and my dad came up to me, like, this guy knows a lot about catheters. We're in good hands. I remember my dad, he felt so, like, safe. Because this is one thing he knows. He knows catheters.
This guy knows catheters, man. So you were out when they put it in, right? They didn't.
I was completely out when they put it in. I was completely awake and aware when they took it out.
They didn't lube it up or anything. They just yanked it right out.
They just clanked it out my cock.
And you're just like, Jesus.
And my mom and dad insisted on standing over me and watching this.
Oh, wow.
And
it's like birth. You're like birthing a child.
It was yes, I'm birthing a child.
Your like legs are up in the stirrups and they're like, all right, here goes. Foonk, and just pull it out.
It was insane. And I remember this. I remember like my penis was so small. When they yanked it out, my penis, like, I know people say like cold water makes your penis small.
Nerves.
Taking a catheter out of your penis makes your penis, it was like a Skittle. It was so tiny. And my mom and dad were standing over me for whatever reason. They wanted to watch this. And I don't know what came over on me. I just had to tell them, like, guys, I know you don't care, but my cock's much bigger than this. This is a bad representation. Like, I want you to know your son is well endowed. This is a bad look.
And your dad's like, yes, son. Yeah, I totally understand. I get it. Yeah, me too, son.
I know.
That's your mom. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus Christ. And so this happened you said middle school?
I was 14. I was repeating 8th grade when this happened.
Okay.
So it happened at the end of 8th grade.
Going into 9th.
Yeah. Wow. And like, it was already embarrassing that I was repeating 8th grade. So I went from but in middle school, it was embarrassing that I was already the oldest kid there. Mm-hmm. And now I went from being the oldest kid there to the oldest kid there who got caught, who had to pee blood in front of everybody at school.
So so the injury happened at school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said the school ambulance. I don't know why I thought it happened in like a basement of like your house or something like that.
No,
So
I
like,
wish. That
so you
would've
guys
been
were
a
just
lot
like
chiller.
showing off, jumping over chairs and.
So I'll tell you that what really happened. I was rehearsing for the middle school play Godspell. It was my first time ever doing anything. It's funny that this was my first time doing anything theatrical, and it's funny that the first time I ever did theatrical led to
This
my most
and
theatrical
now look
thing.
at yourself.
Yeah.
Now you've won the Canadian International Film Festival Story of the Year.
Stand up.
Sorry, excuse me.
So I just quit base. You'll love this. I just quit baseball that year because I was afraid of the ball.
Right.
I was good at baseball until kids started pitching faster.
Yeah.
Because I joined this like 13, 14-year-old league for like high school and like it was like the best middle school or worst, I guess, like being in high school is.
Yeah.
And dude, there was this kid, Liam O'Neill. I was playing third base. This guy's like 6'4" in 8th grade.
Hit a rocket
down the third base line. And it was like right there and then I was like, I'm done. I'm over. I don't care.
Yeah.
Baseball's not
I don't want
worth
to play
it
anymore.
Yeah, it almost hit my face. It was scary. It could have killed me. I feel like it felt like
Could have killed me.
Baseball's scary. So I quit baseball. I was smoking a lot of pot.
Nice.
There was like one time a cop had to like drive me home. There was like I was getting kicked out of class for
Going down the road feeling bad, Joe.
Going down the road feeling bad. And so my mom was like, you can't just quit baseball. Like you need after school activities, you fucking loser. I'm not gonna let you just be a burnout.
Yeah.
So she was like, you have to do something.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm funny. I'm a comedian. In my mind, I was like, I'm a comedian. Let me audition for the funny role at the school play, not knowing it's a musical. So if I can show up and they go, can you sing? Can you dance? Can you act? I'm like, I can tell a joke. They were like, wrong answer. so like they have these chorus lines in musicals where like it's like a group of people. It's like the songs the extras sing basically.
Right.
So that's what I'm in. Even though I'm in the extra group. My director's like, Joey, you have to lip sync because you are not helping the play.
Really?
So, yeah, I can't sing. You've heard me sing.
I know, but that's me. You're in middle school.
Yeah, but this guy, he's ruthless.
I guess
he's unfiltered.
His Gestapo-like tactics from middle school choir. Jesus.
So, I hate it there. I'm not having fun. I'm miserable.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one hot girl named Izzy who still is hot today. I stalked her on Instagram recently.
Nice.
No, beautiful girl.
Gorgeous.
So like, I'm there just like flirting with Izzy the whole time, trying to fucking, you know.
You were a handsome kid back then. I saw pictures of you playing basketball and stuff like that.
Well, that was actually my awkward phase. Like when I repeated 8th grade, I was going through some shit. I was weird.
Yeah, you were weird then.
I got better. So anyways, we would do like these 5-minute breaks. You know when the director's like, take 5.
Yeah,
you know,
take
like,
5.
Take 5.
Take 5.
You know middle school kids are stupid.
Yes.
There was like all these like folding chairs.
And middle school kids are show-offs.
Yeah.
Were you showing off?
Stupid. So there was like all these like folding chairs. There was like all these like props. And so sometimes like we would like jump over them. Like, we'd be like, let's jump over these props. Let's jump over these chairs. And so there was like this one time where there was like literally like a row of folding chairs next to the theater, and there was the stage, and there was like a fucking beanbag chair.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if like could we like run across the top of the chair? That was what we were trying to like see if we were nimble enough to like run across the top of the chairs and like jump onto like the beanbag chair.
Uh-huh.
And so I do it, and I did it. I nailed it. Nobody was watching, so I was like, "Oh, I got to do it again so people can see how badass I am." And maybe I'm a little cocky because I did it once already.
Right.
This time I go to do it. The chairs just collapse, as they should. The chairs just fucking collapse. I fucking land in a split position, collapse, hits my dick,
and you're like screaming. And
yeah, I'm screaming. And there was so many weird things that happened before my mom picked me up. A lot of weird things, but the weirdest thing that happened was a year earlier, I had a teacher who had diabetes,
mm-hmm.
and I would see her like eat fruit randomly throughout the day, and I was like, "Why do you eat fruit? Like, why are you always eating fruit?" And she was like, "Well, I have diabetes, so whenever I feel dizzy, lightheaded, nauseous, like I'm about to pass out, I eat a little bit of fruit, and I'm back to normal." Okay?
Yeah.
So I just fucking hit my penis. I'm fucking peeing blood, and guess what I'm feeling? Lightheaded, nauseous, about to pass out. And so I fucking yell. I'm like, can somebody get me fucking fruit? And my fucking like director was like, why? I'm like, I don't know. Apparently when you're about to pass out, you need fruit. And he's like, okay, there's a teacher's lounge. Give me 5 minutes. And then he came over like cut up oranges. And I'm just like fucking inhaling these oranges. And I remember like in the ambulance, I woke up when I was in the ambulance. I like because they were like I passed out in the ambulance. Remember, I woke up and threw up, and they were like, "Did you eat fruit?" And I was like, "Yeah, because of the thing. I didn't want to like pass out, so I thought fruit would help." And they go, "No, that's only for diabetic people." Especially when you're getting surgery, the last thing you want to do is have food in your body. So like the anesthesia, so apparently I threw up all the fruit. West, they put like morphine in me or anesthesia in me.
Yeah.
So I threw up all this fruit, and they were like, the paramedics were making fun of me. Like, you fucking retard! Why the fuck do you eat fruit? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought I was having a diabetic shock. They're like, are you diabetic? I'm like, never been diagnosed, but you never know.
Never know.
You never know.
Oh my god, dude.
How silly is that?
Dude, I can't wait to see this show, man. I can't wait to see this show. I could see it. I mean, I watched clips of it like on the online version, but to see it in its entirety in person, it will be something.
And it's much better because when I did it originally, I was a senior in college.
Uh-huh.
I was literally doing 5 minutes of I was doing open mics, doing 3 to 5 minute open mics.
Yeah.
Barely getting on shows, and when I was on shows, I was doing 3 to 5 minutes. Even then too.
Yeah.
So I was getting no stage time, and I wrote this half-hour show, and I had never had a chance to perform it. So the one time I did it was that one time.
Right.
So it was actually a very bad representation of me because it was my first and only time doing that half hour.
I'm sure it's gotten like tighter, cleaner since you've.
It's gotten less tight because I give myself more room to like riff with the audience.
Ah, okay.
So it's less tight, but it's more Joey.
Right.
When it was so tight before, like every single word was like rehearsed to the point where it's like I felt like a robot on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's looser, which makes it less tight, but I sound like myself. Like when I watch that video, I'm like, who is that guy?
Yeah, you're playing. Yeah. Now you actually are. You feel comfortable in your own skin on stage. You feel like this is a better representation of yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And so my first 2 dates though are March 3rd at the Vino Theater in Brooklyn. And then March 26th at the Curtain Call Theater in Stamford, Connecticut, in my hometown.
Hometown, baby.
So those are my first 2 shows before the summer. Where like in the summer, I'm gonna be doing a ton in different cities, different towns, your mom's house, wherever.
Hell yeah. Joe's on the road, folks. You got to catch him, Joe. If there's one thing you learn out of the whole breaking your penis scenario, what do you think like the biggest takeaway was from this whole thing? Like, what did you learn throughout the entire ordeal?
I learned that good friends and family can make anything in life be chill.
Yeah.
Because I did not have a single bad day during this time period when like doctors were like, you may die. We don't know. You may be paralyzed the rest of your life. You may never properly jerk off again.
Oh,
and like during
that'd been a killer for you.
And during this time, yeah, it would devastating. And during this time, I think this is what saved my life. I think the reason why I was able to make a full recovery, they thought I would make a full recovery in like 2 to 3 years. I made a full recovery in 6 months.
Wow.
I think the reason why I made a full recovery so fast is because I had good friends. I had good family. Like my mom and my siblings and my cousins were always hanging out with me, coming over, making me laugh. Like I had a friend who was a few years older than me who had a license that would drive me to the movies like once a week, just take me to a movie.
Wow.
And so I never had time to be alone with my thoughts. Like I never had a moment to be alone with my thoughts about like, oh, this is scary, because I remember like people were just constantly helping me out. And so I feel lucky and fortunate that I was blessed with friends and family.
Yeah.
And if anybody's going through a hard time, I don't know if you're depressed or have anxiety or have a life-threatening injury. I don't know what's going on in your life. But tell your friends and family about it, because I bet just telling them about it will make you feel better. And them making fun of you about it will weirdly be cathartic. And because my cousin Sal easily made me feel great the whole fucking summer. But he was also the guy who made me feel the worst the whole fucking summer, because every time I talked to my cousin Sal, he was like, "What's up, broken penis? Dumb Joey asshole. This guy can't even have sex with a girl who wants to fuck him because he has no penis. This guy sucks." And literally, him saying that was funny enough to make me not feel sad about having a broken penis.
Yeah.
What makes you feel bad about a broken penis if a guy was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry, your penis can't work." But instead, my cousin Sal gave me nuggies and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're sad or stressed out or dying, Talk to somebody.
Talk to Joey Rinaldi. He'll help you out. I'm very fortunate to have a good friend like you, and all the kind of things you said over the years, and convinced me to get up here and do my thing, and it's really great, man. I'm very appreciative to have a great friend like you in my corner, man.
And I'm so happy that I convinced you to move to New York City
Great.
and live near me, because I selfishly had no friends until you came here. So like I needed you.
Yeah,
But
baby.
I was lost in the city without you.
You were lost without me.
I needed you. So
You complete me.
I have a whole bit about that quote from Jay McGuire.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll let the fans hear it. We'll hear it a different time.
It's a new bit. It's rusty.
It's a new bit. But anyways, thank you all for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to Joey's story. Catch Joey when you can. He'll be on the road, possibly in a city near you. In the meantime, keep taking care of yourselves and follow Joey Rinaldi on Instagram at
The Joey Rinaldi.
The Joey Rinaldi, and you can follow me at Franco's World _. In the meantime, keep taking care of yourselves, and I will see you when I see you. Have a great day.